Hello, welcome back! Or if this is your first time watching, welcome! My name is Philocalix and I like to play and build in The Sims 4, which is why today we got another speed build, and this time it's a starter home in the world of the Get Famous pack in Del Sol Valley. And like I said, it's starter home using only base game and Get Famous. So if you don't have a lot of packs, but you do have this pack, this will be perfect for you and your Sims. And it's mainly used, or at least in my game, for a sim that's just starting off acting. However, it can be used for any sim, and it only has one bedroom and one bathroom, but it is a nice place to start off. It does have some more expensive furniture because I wanted to use as many stuff or furniture from the Get Famous pack as I could. So I'm using a lot of Get Famous windows and a lot of the furniture. Specifically, I think we're using the couch, a chair, and the bed, and also one or two of the carpets. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, so this is the house. We are kind of finishing off the shell. However, I am changing it around a little bit, making it smaller because, like I said, I was trying to fit in as much stuff from the Get Famous pack as I possibly could. However, that meant that it couldn't be a very big house because they do have some pretty expensive stuff in that pack. And like I said, I wanted this to be a base game, or not a base game, a starter home, I meant. Base game and Get Famous. It's still Get Famous too. So like I said, a one bedroom, one bathroom house, and it does have a bit of a backyard. I fenced in using some debug fences, so your Sims will walk through it. I have played this house myself in my own save, so I noticed that it will, well, that the Sim will walk through the fences. And I personally have one of the trees like that your Sims can plant in front of one of the fences. So my Sim is walking through the fence all the time. If you are ending up making a bit of money, you might want to replace the fences with some real fences. It could just be the cheap low one, or it could be like an actual fence. Kind of up to you, but it hasn't really bothered me that much. It's actually kind of nice that my Sim is walking through it, so my Sim doesn't have to walk all the way around the house. So yeah, been actually appreciating that. And as you can see, we're starting the interior. I put down the rock and one of the chairs, and oh, we're also using that coffee table, and we're using these lamps. I think the one in the bedroom, like for a nightstand. Oh yeah, we're also using that nightstand and this table and these chairs. So we're using quite a lot of stuff from this bag actually. We're not using that table that's in the corner, and also did not end up using these bar tables because I didn't really know where to put it. It's a pretty small kitchen. Also didn't end up using the bouquets. However, it could have been really cute. It just was a bit too expensive and not that necessary. So figuring out the inside, the furniture, kind of figuring out how to place everything, the kitchen and the dining table, moving some stuff around, actually making the house bigger right now, which is not gonna stay this well. The kitchen is staying this size actually because we definitely needed the space, but I hadn't really decided beforehand where I was gonna put the kitchen. But yeah, so the bedroom is actually gonna become smaller. That little bump out is disappearing basically, and we're keeping the dining table at the left side of the house, and we're removing the record player, I think it is, and also not using that many art or wall art from this pack because, like I've said before, the stuff in this pack is just really expensive, which I guess could make sense if you're thinking about it like, oh yeah, it's about getting famous, so they want to have expensive stuff, but this stuff really doesn't need to be that expensive, in my opinion at least, because we didn't use all the fancy stuff that Unit Ward would have. We're just, oh, why is it stopping? Oh, okay, I'm gonna might have to cut that out, but I'm not sure if I still can do that. There was quite a bit of a pause there, but it's okay. We're moving on, and just well, I think this is actually part where I'm gonna make it smaller. Yeah, as you can see, made the bedroom a bit smaller. I think this is about the size it's gonna keep on staying, but it might become a little smaller even. And now we're moving on to the bathroom. I actually think we're moving the bathroom door to the living room and not keeping it in the bedroom. Because, well, first of all, in real life, I would not want my only bathroom in the house to be an ensuite, because if you have guests over, they always have to go through your bedroom. And honestly, I like to have my bedroom be a bit of a personal space where no one else enters, and just me, myself, and I, and my boyfriend. I actually do live with my boyfriend. And we're now continuing to make the house a little smaller, the living room and the dining part. And we are keeping this fireplace, or the fire chute. I'm not sure what the English word is for it. But we are keeping that, and we are keeping the fireplace because I do really like that. And obviously, they don't need it actually. I can't think of the word. I know the word. But anyways, let's continue. I think that this is about the size that it will stay. So changing up some of the furniture layout, I guess. And but we are getting pretty close to the finished product, I think. Just gotta paint the outside walls, and also, well, I think we gotta paint everything still. That's alright. And we're just fixing up the roof because I made the house smaller, obviously, so I had to also fix the roof. And I actually didn't end up having a TV because I prefer to have a computer, because The Sims needs the computer for so many things, or at least they used to. And we're figuring out the color scheme. I think we kept it to be mostly orange and yellow and blue colors. I do really like the color scheme that we ended up picking out. I never really use that much orange and yellow in my builds, and I do use a lot of blue usually, since most of the good stuff just comes in good blue swatches. That's not my bad. That's not my fault. The Sims team should just, I don't know, make better swatches. And here is where I figured out that we didn't have a lot of money left. I mean, obviously we already made the house smaller, so I did realize that sooner. But so this is the point where I try to change something so we could have everything that we kind of needed. And I think that this is also gonna be where I'm gonna remove the TV, and also we might change out the sink in the bathroom. But well, it's really important to at least have all the things that your Sims really need. And obviously they don't really need a dresser. And I also removed some of the countertops because they don't need that many countertops. They just need one countertop, a stove, a fridge, one sink, doesn't even need to have two, and the shower and the toilet, and of course a bed, and then they're fine. So like I said, I moved the door for the bathroom out of the bedroom and moved it to the living room, though I kind of regret that. I think it would have been better if it would have stayed in the the bedroom, because I'm putting a couch, or I already have the couch there, but like you can see now I'm putting it there, so it actually would have been better to not have the bathroom door be there, so there could be a bit more space. And also it doesn't really matter in The Sims where the door to the bathroom is, but yeah, you could change that if you want to, and if you are even gonna use this house, obviously. Like I said, changing out the sink in the bathroom so we could have a little bit more decor in the house. And I'm deciding where I want to have the dining table, because I wanted to make sure that your Sims can actually use chairs, but I think it is functional. I haven't really used the dining table that much. My Sim is just living by herself still, so haven't really need that. We're finally painting the outside walls, so that's nice. And I ended up going for this sort of what is it like wooden planks? It's not brick, I think, but just this and some of the orange stucco, because I do want to have a bit of an accent color on the outside as well. So that is mostly the house done. It's mainly the exterior that we have yet to do. And here I once again tried to have a TV, but ended up choosing that a computer would be more useful. So we've got a computer and I think that must be most of the interior done. So now we're moving on to the outside, and I did put some flooring for the what is it, porch? I think that's what it's called. And I ended up putting some terrain paint to have a bit of a driveway. I think that in most of the worlds in Sims 4, it doesn't really look like you could have any cars actually enter your lot, but in the Get Famous world, or at least in this part, a lot of the houses are pretty well connected to the sidewalk, and they even have a bit of a thing where cars could go up. So I actually do think I ended up putting a car in the driveway. And this is the point where I'm putting debug fences like I was talking about earlier. Your sim will walk through them, but it's not a big deal. At least I haven't felt the need to change that out, even though my sim is making some money right now. I think I mentioned this earlier, but I'm having my sim play or become an actor, because I haven't really used that option lately, and it's not a let's play or anything. I'm just doing it in my own personal time because I do like to play Sims without recording it. It's quite relaxing to me, or at least as much as the Sims can be when you're not trying to use any cheats. And we actually had enough money to have a table and some chairs outside, so that's nice. I usually use debug stuff mostly for the outside to fill up the lot, but don't actually want to spend any money on the outside because, well, it's not that important to me, at least. Especially now that we do have the debug stuff. And I tried to put some fencing, or, well, maybe make a bit of a flower bed, but it just wouldn't fit the way I wanted it, so I actually ended up deleting all this. But we do put bushes and flowers inside of these spaces, so it looks pretty nice in my opinion. Well, not yet, at least. Still figuring out if I can make it work, but yeah, spoiler alert, it's not gonna work. I think this is gonna be the point where I also realized that, yeah. So now we're gonna move on to actually putting some of the plants in, and just some bushes. I think these bushes are very nice. If I actually buy the landscaping instead of using debug, I never really use these bushes, but I think they look really nice. They're a bit more wild, but that makes it a little bit more realistic in my opinion. So also, I don't know if you noticed, but I moved the garbage can, and I never actually moved it before uploading it to the gallery or taking pictures, so sorry about that. I myself actually ended up having it next to the house instead of, well, just in the middle of the front. And for some reason I couldn't get the terrain paint eraser to work at first, but I did make it work eventually. I was having some issues. I think I recently installed a new mod that was causing some of the issues. I had that, what was it called? It was a mod that lets you drag all the stuff in live mode, so as if you're in build mode, but you can just move everything, and it was kind of useful but also a bit too much. I ended up placing things in places that I didn't want them to be, and it, well, caused some issues for my game in general, so I deleted it again. But if you're following the 100 baby challenge, my series on it, you might notice that in one of the episodes that I was using that, and like I said, it was pretty useful, but I'm kind of glad that I removed it now. And this is where we're gonna pick out a car for the front yard, and I think that this is gonna be kind of the end of this entire build, so it's pretty much finished now. There will be some screenshots for you to look at, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I want to thank you for watching. And if you liked it, please consider liking and maybe even subscribing to my channel so you can see more of my builds. And well, once again, thank you, and I hope to see you next time.